Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
So Judy, right now a lot of people are saying that we are on the cusp of World War III. What do you say to that?
Well, Paula, it certainly seems that way with all the fighting and nastiness going on between Russia and the Ukraine and in the Middle East. But at the same time, I think the majority of people are beginning to wake up and realise how futile and manipulated it all is. I was listening to a talk by Elizabeth April a few days ago, and she said that she feels like World War III has been going on now for some time. I can see what she means, but then again, when has there ever been a time on Earth where there's been no wars going on? There's always war somewhere. I'm aware that there are certain ones down here who could potentially start World War III, but again, I think the majority of people are awake up to this and hopefully won't be sucked in. Here in Australia, you can pick up on the warmongering tactics of certain politicians, one of whom wanted nuclear power introduced. Australia's answer was to soundly vote against them, thank goodness.
Yes, there's been wars raging on Earth since the beginning of time. So why do you think that is?
Oh, it's because Earth-plane humanity is so polarised and have been cleverly and sneakily brainwashed by religion and politics into a very egotistical mindset. As we've spoken of before, the so-called God of the Old Testament started a lot of this with his divide and conquer agenda of sending certain tribes of Israel out to go off to war to kill off other tribes. This God being couldn't even keep his own commandment of thou shalt not kill. No wonder humans have been at war with each other ever since.
Yes, that's very interesting. So I know your tall grey teacher Maris doesn't ever predict things, but what do you think he would say about what's going on down here right now?
Well, knowing what has gone on down here all along, none of the ETs are surprised at what is happening, but they are all very saddened. At the same time, they know that Earth is a school planet and that humanity has been badly led astray by the negative forces down here, the reptilian controllers, who hijacked the planet millennia ago. At least many people are now starting to wake up, and so much deeply buried negativity is being brought to light and shown for what it is. As we've said before, it's like a deep-seated infection that needs to be brought to the surface to be healed, and so much light is now flooding in. As it says in the Bible, the sheep will be sorted from the goats, and that is exactly what's going on. Some are proving to be ready for 5D and some are not. And if the gap widens too much, two different timelines will come into being. We may not even be aware that this is happening. For some, the old world will continue along just as it is, with divisiveness, racism and war, and for others things will move more into oneness and peace. We create our reality through the way we think, so it all hinges upon that. What sort of world do we want?
Good question. As far as I understand it, the key to our evolution is in raising our vibrational frequency as much as we can. So what would you say, Judy, the first thing is what we can do to enable this?
The advice given to me by my ET teachers was to take up a spiritual practice. In my case, they advised Tai Chi, as I'd been a dancer by profession and found meditation very difficult. I didn't even know what it was at the time, so they described it as being like yoga, but with more movement. I've since heard it described as moving meditation, and it certainly is. But yes, that's what spiritual practices are all about. Tai Chi, yoga, Reiki, meditation, etc. are all designed to help raise our vibrational frequency to a higher level, and that is what spiritual evolution is all about. This is where science and spirituality come together in oneness. It's all about energy frequencies. The higher your energy frequency, the more attuned you are to heart-based unconditional love.
Yeah, and many things fall under the umbrella of meditation. So, because like during meditation, you focus on one thing. So arts and crafts, exercise, even walking can be a spiritual practice as long as you are enjoying it and you're in a flow state. So, Judy, how do we learn to navigate more with our heart?
Yes, Paula, you're so right about meditation. All these things are ways of meditating. I do it with jigsaw puzzles too. And we learn to navigate with our heart by opening up and allowing unconditional love to flow, by showing non-judgment and respect towards all. In other words, treating others as you would like to be treated, the good old golden rule.
And what is the work that has to be done individually to awaken?
Spiritual work is what is required, such as meditation, along with living by the golden rule. I always go back to the wisdom of one such as Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world. And Lao Tzu, if you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is dark and negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. And of course, not forgetting Sri Chinmoy, some seekers will do anything for self-realisation, except work for it. I love that one. This is something we come up against in teaching Reiki. When a person is attuned to Reiki, it is most necessary that they carry out what is called the 21-day cleanse. This simply means giving yourself a Reiki treatment every day for 21 days following your attunement. And this applies at all Reiki levels. It never ceases to amaze us as teachers how many people don't do this. They don't seem to understand that the attunement process carried out by the teacher initiates the raising of your energy frequency, which in turn requires a detoxing process to take place, hence the need for the 21-day cleanse. The teacher initiates the process, but you need to do the cleanse yourself.
So, another question. How do we heal the wounds of shame, regret, and self-judgment?
We need to come to the understanding that everything that happens in life is meant to be a learning experience, no matter how bad we perceive it to be. When you're aware of having done something which causes you to feel shame, regret, or self-judgment, just be aware that everybody has done such things at some point in their life or lives. Nobody is perfect. It's just part of being human. So just learn from it and move on. The main thing is that it has taught you something, maybe as simple as knowing not to do it again.
Okay, how can we find our passion, and how does this play into our spiritual awakening?
You just need to think of what you really love doing, what excites you and makes you feel good in a positive and uplifting way. Providing it doesn't hurt anyone, including yourself, then go for it if you possibly can. The only thing is, unless you win the lotto, you might have to keep it simple. Doing things that make you feel happy helps to raise your energy frequency, which in turn helps you on the spiritual level. For me, it's writing and gardening. How about you, Paula?
Well, I also enjoy writing and travel. Everything about travel lights me up. And I also love listening to spiritual teachers. I always find that inspiring.
And doing this podcast too.
Yes,
hey?
Exactly.
Yes, for sure. I enjoy listening to Bashar, the Essassani Zeta guy, channeled by Daryl Ankar. He's a real character and so down to earth for a Zeta. I always remember somebody asking him how to go about connecting with their twin soul or soulmate. I can't recall which it was. His answer was, look in the mirror.
That's good. That's very typical Bashar.
Typical.
So if you'd like to read more about all of this, you can access Judy's books on Amazon and Kindle through the links on her website listed below. And they are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by the Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and both also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Thank you so much, Jude, for your wisdom, and thanks everyone for listening. Please share, like and subscribe. Sending you all much love, and bye for now.